Hi, it's Gatekeeper Boxing back with another video. This time I'm a review on the Artur Szpilka versus Dominic Gwynn fight, which took place on the 25th of May in Warsaw, Poland. Artur Szpilka came into the fight with a record of 20 wins, 3 defeats, 15 wins by way of knockout. Dominic Gwynn entered the ring with a record of 35 wins, 11 losses and 1 draw, with 24 of those wins coming by way of knockout. We all know Dominic Gwynn. He's been around for some time. He used to be a contender, and now he's pretty much an opponent brought in to give you some rounds, but he's going to lose on points. And that's pretty much what was expected for this fight. It was interesting though that at the weigh-in, Dominic Gwynn scaled 236 pounds, which was actually the lightest he'd weighed since 2012 when he fought Denis Boytsov, and he lost a unanimous 10-round decision there. And Artur Szpilka, in contrast, he actually weighed a career high of 246 pounds, which was a whole 21 pounds more than when he fought Adam Kanowski and 13 pounds more than when he fought Deontay Wilder. And the previous career high was 242 pounds back in 2011, so he was even 4 pounds higher than that. So it was going to be interesting to me to see how he was going to be able to move around the ring with carrying the extra weight, and also what sort of ambition was Dominic Gwynn going to be bringing to the ring, bearing in mind that Szpilka had lost his last 2 fights by knockout to Wilder and Kanowski, and Gwynn did have 24 KOs in his 35 wins, so he can punch. So it was interesting to see what was he going to be able to bring to the ring, if anything, because he'd been out of the ring 2 years since he fought Hughie Fury, but he was weighing almost 20 pounds lighter than in that fight. So it did show that Gwynn did train for this fight. But the fight went pretty much as you would have expected. Forgetting about the weigh-in results, Szpilka boxed behind an intelligent jab. He used good movement, he used good ring generalship, he used almost the whole width of the ring, and he was pretty much stalking Gwynn throughout the fight. He was landing jabs, and he was looking to land the left hand as well, obviously because Szpilka's a southpaw, and he boxed really well, I thought. Actually, he boxed cautiously, intelligently, but he seemed to be enjoying himself in there as well, and the extra weight didn't seem to affect his lateral movement at all. He looked very, very comfortable in there, and he boxed pretty much at the same pace throughout the whole fight. So there was very few moments of holding and hugging and all that sort of thing that goes on in a lot of heavyweight fights, and the fight flowed quite well. But it was pretty much repetitive throughout the fight. I mean, you had Szpilka boxing behind the jab, landing the occasional left hand, and occasionally Dominic Gwynn would come forward trying to land a right hand or a jab, but there wasn't too much coming back from Gwynn. Surprisingly, at the end of the fight, 2 judges scored the fight 100-89 in favour of Szpilka, but one of the judges actually had it 99-90, so he actually must have given Dominic Gwynn some rounds in that fight, or at least a share of some rounds. But I didn't really see that. It was a pretty dominant performance, punctuated by a knockdown actually scored by Szpilka in the last round. And I was actually wondering at that point, was he going to have enough time to actually become the first person to stop Dominic Gwynn? That would have been a statement, but he definitely went for the knockout, but there wasn't enough time left in the fight. And the knockdown actually came in probably one of the moments where Gwynn actually did show some ambition and actually tried to come forward and land something himself. It was almost like a retaliation to sort of put Gwynn in his place and say, well, look, I'm meant to be the aggressor here, not you, sort of thing. But it was a good performance actually from Artur Szpilka. I mean, pretty much what it was more or less expected by most, but still he did what was expected of him, and the extra poundage didn't actually seem to affect him at all. So maybe we'll see him weighing around 240 in a lot more of his fights now, I don't know. He looked good in there, and he looked very fluid, and he looks like he's still a force to be reckoned with in the heavyweight division. I mean, it remains to be seen how he's going to match up against any of the other contenders, because we obviously know Dominic Gwynn is not really a contender anymore. He's more of a gatekeeper, and not really much of that at the end of the day either. But it was a good performance from Szpilka, and I look forward to seeing who he fights next, and what he can do in the heavyweight division. That's all for this review on this fight. I will be back with more videos, but for now that's all from Gatekeeper Boxing. Thanks for listening, thanks for watching. It's Gatekeeper Boxing out now.